Kenny, Trey.
So heading into season 2, we wanted to showcase the Fibe House again, but we wanted to try a new approach. We'd already done the cribs video the season prior, and so the idea was, let's get Trey and Kenny in the backyard in the hot tub playing NBA 2K with like a big 65-inch screen. It was kind of like classic Toronto winter weather, snowy outside. I would walk around the house kind of looking for the guys, and that would be the way that we would show off the various areas. And then I'd finally hear them in the backyard, slide open the sliding door.
That's not it. No, I'm feeling disrespectful. I'm feeling disrespectful. Mikey.
This is insane.
Hey, Shane, what's going on?
So that was a great idea. We were all very excited about it. And then I think like 24, 48 hours before we were set to shoot that, I got a call from Agent Zero. And he said, hey, I have this idea for a video for my YouTube channel. I want to fly in all of these 2K content creators, and I want to do a challenge who can play NBA 2K the longest. And he's like, do you think you could make the Fibe House available? And I knew that the next week, the Raptors Uprising players were moving in, and we were starting boot camp and everything. So it had to happen quickly. And then it dawned on me that if we had them there at the same time as we were shooting our NBA 2K in the hot tub kind of house tour video, we could have a cameo with them where while I'm going around the house looking for the guys, I stumble into the basement and there's all these like very well-known NBA 2K content creators. You guys seen Kenny and Trey?
Check out back, man. Those guys are wild.
It was just an awesome injection of celebrity into our video. It makes the Fibe House look like the place where everything is happening in the 2K world. And it was like a win-win for both parties because they wanted to use the venue for their shoot, which was hilarious. They were in the house for like 48 hours. They didn't sleep. They just like cranked Red Bulls and played NBA 2K the longest. And I think the winner got $10,000, something along this line. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh my God, I am so happy that I'm on this one.
I'm part of the Toronto Defiant, and I was actually nominated to be the community lead for Team Canada Overwatch in 2019. We have some very popular gaming influencers who play Overwatch that are from Canada, and me being part of the Defiant and being the community lead, I was trying to see what we could do to help improve the team, bring them together, and practice. So Toronto Defiant and Bell reached out, and we came to an agreement to kind of host Team Canada 2019 and have a little boot camp in the Fibe House. The people we brought into that 2019 gaming house were obviously our 2 tanks, XQC and Note, our 3 DPSs, Sure 4, Agilities, and Mangachu, and our supports, Crimzo and Banny. Oh man, when you first walk into the Fibe House, I remember there's that giant ping pong table right in the front, and that was like the centerpiece of a lot of our post-practice activities. We had a couple of ping pong tournaments. People were claiming who was the best in the house. I think XQC on his stream, he did a very, very casual house tour.
Master bedroom, boys. They got some chargers up here, right? So my phone goes out of battery, I can just plug one of those big bad boys in. Wait for it. Go down, boys. That is crazy.
There's a billiards or pool table there. I think on the first night there, we somehow accidentally tripped the alarm or security systems.
Team Canada is off to a good start.
So the thing was beeping for like 30 minutes. We had a couple of phone calls with Blue Shane, and people were like, oh, how do we turn this Bell security thing off? A lot of Canadians don't realize how rich the gaming community is here in Toronto. The Fibe House and any sort of gaming hub, gaming houses that bring that to the spotlight would do wonders for the future of esports and gaming in this area. I think we're on the right path.
Being born and raised here in Toronto myself, anything relating to gaming and esports that happens within the city is always a passion point for me. And so Shane and I were connecting in the summer of 2018. He was telling me what they were about to do with the house, or at least what he wanted to do. And the big problem that he had was that it was going to be empty for half the time. And I said, well, why don't you just give it to me? Why don't I have some Canadian creators? They'd love a place to stay. We've actually been looking for a place to put them. And I hit up a few people. And within the span of like an hour, it was pretty clear that we had really great interest in essentially being their tenant. Homage wasn't in FaZe Clan. Obviously, he was one of our original members, but he moved on. And he was just talking about how he had wanted to come back to FaZe. I immediately was like, yeah, I wish you'd reached out to me years ago about this. We would have always loved to have you. So we had a conversation with Homage about why don't we break both these stories at once?
Welcome to the Fibe House, home of the Raptors Uprising 2K League team.
Oh, by the way, Homage is back in FaZe Clan. That was the surprise. That impact, that value, the traction that brought that video. It's one of the most, I think it's over 11 million views. It's one of the most viewed pieces of content we have. And of course, you know, we care about our privacy, not only for ourselves, but our neighbors and the community around us. So we'd taken all the precautions that we could when we were shooting that video and releasing it. We blurred out the street address.
You know, this is kind of like his area, Jow. Anyway.
But we forgot to blur the IP address when we did the speed test.
I can sit here and talk about it, but I'd honestly rather just show you guys what I'm talking about. Absolutely ridiculous. Check this out.
And yeah, the next day there was kids outside wanting to meet us, wanting to, you know, FaZe House this, FaZe House that, leaving stuff at the door. I think it was a really big statement to the city and the country, and frankly to all of our audience, that a brand like Bell was willing to come in and put that amount of money and that amount of investment into creating a space that great and that was that welcoming. Sometimes in this industry, the biggest thing you need is for someone to be willing to take a leap and make the test case. It's hard to be the first one out, but once you do, it sets the blueprint for everyone else to use it as a reference and as a resource, and sometimes that is the most valuable resource you can have.